How did the big-ticket free agent signings look 1 year later?
Does this benching suggest that the Justin Fields experiment is officially over?
Yes, it does.
It wasn't the biggest class for quarterbacks, but offensive linemen, pass rushers, and defensive backs certainly cashed in with mega deals. So, I think it's time to hand out our final grades for the top 20 NFL free agent signings of 2025. Sam Darnold, A++++++++. After a career year in Minnesota, Darnold signed a 3-year deal worth $100.5 million with the Seattle Seahawks. He was the perfect upgrade that they sought over Geno Smith. Throwing for 4,048 yards and 25 touchdowns, Darnold led Seattle to a 14-3 record and their first trip to the Super Bowl since 2014. Already, this could go down as one of the greatest signings in NFL history. Stephon Diggs, A+. Many thought it was an overpay when the New England Patriots gave Diggs a 3-year deal worth $63.5 million in free agency. Well, joke's on the Buffalo Bills, Houston Texans, and all the other doubters. Diggs caught 85 passes for 1,013 yards and 4 touchdowns, becoming the first Patriots receiver to hit 1K receiving since Julian Edelman in 2019. Milton Williams, C+. Williams cashed in big time after playing a significant role in the Philadelphia Eagles' dismantling of the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 60. He signed a mammoth 4-year deal worth $104 million with New England, the biggest free agent deal in franchise history. Now look, the contract was always going to be a bit of an overpay, but it's hard to complain about team success. He had 3.5 sacks in 12 games and had a meh 65.0 grade at Pro Football Focus, ranking 43rd among interior defensive linemen. Josh Sweat, A+. After leading the Eagles to a Super Bowl 59 title, Sweat left to take a 4-year, $76.4 million offer from the Arizona Cardinals. As bad as the Redbirds were this year, Sweat proved to be worth every single penny. At least in year 1. Sweat had 12 sacks and 4 forced fumbles, both career highs, and according to ESPN, Sweat's 18% pass rush win rate ranked him 9th among edge rushers. Devontae Adams, B+. After his release from the New York Jets, Adams signed a 2-year deal with the Los Angeles Rams worth $44 million. It was a fine number 2 to Puka Nacua, but Adams didn't exactly look like his old all-pro self either. Adams caught 60 passes for 789 yards and a league-leading 14 touchdown receptions, but he also averaged just 56.4 yards per game, his lowest mark since 2015. Will Fries, C. Signing the former Indianapolis Colts stalwart was supposed to strengthen an already strong Minnesota Vikings offensive line. Well, somehow, the additions of Fries and Ryan Kelly didn't help at all. Fries garnered a meh PFF grade of 61.8, allowing 3 sacks and taking as many penalties. Aaron Banks, C-. The Green Bay Packers don't usually spend big in free agency, so it was a bit of a surprise when they handed the ex-San Francisco 49ers guard a 4-year deal worth $77 million. Ooh. Look, Banks' first season left a lot to be desired. His best attribute was his run blocking, and even that only garnered a 54.6 grade. The good news? It really can't get much worse in 2026. Cameron Bynum, A. It felt like a massive overpay when the Indianapolis Colts gave a former Viking safety a 4-year deal worth $60 million. And as much hate as Colts GM Chris Ballard gets, he sure knew what he was doing here. Bynum had 4 interceptions, 8 pass breakups, a forced fumble, 1 sack, all while allowing just a 77.6 passer rating when targeted per Pro Football Reference. Garvarius Ward, A. To strengthen his secondary, Ballard also signed Ward on a 3-year deal worth $54 million. Unfortunately, multiple concussions limited Ward to 7 games with the Colts, but he was a big-time difference maker on the field, recording 7 pass breakups. He also finished with a PFF grade of 77.1, which placed him 8th among all cornerbacks. Justin Fields, D-. After releasing Aaron Rodgers, the New York Jets rolled the dice on Fields after a decent 6-game stint with the Steelers. The new-look Jets handed him a 2-year deal worth $40 million, believing new head coach Aaron Glenn would be able to fully unlock his potential. Injuries limited Fields to just 9 starts in 2025, but he was hardly productive in those contests, finishing with 1,259 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He threw for under 50 passing yards 4 times and had 1 game with multiple TD passes. At least he made some plays rushing the ball, and at least he didn't turn it over a bunch, but man, in hindsight, the Jets should have just drafted Jackson Dart, Tyler Shuck, or Shedeur Sanders, no? Dan Moore, F. Nobody understood the Tennessee Titans' decision to hand Moore a 4-year deal worth $82 million. This was a middling start for the Steelers, who never once looked like a guy worth all-pro level money. And sure enough, the contract looks disastrous after just 1 year. Moore allowed 8 sacks and committed 7 penalties per PFF. They graded him at 61.9, 62nd among 89 offensive tackles. Yeah, definitely not worth $20.5 million annually. Jonathan Allen, D. After his release from the Washington Commanders, Allen was picked up by the Vikings on a 3-year deal worth $51 million. Felt like a fair deal for a 2-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle in his prime, but Allen's first season in Mini left, well, a lot to be desired. Allen had 3 sacks in 8 games last year. In 2025, he had 3.5 sacks in 17 games. Carlton Davis III, C+. Another one of New England's expensive free agent pickups, the longtime Tampa Bay Buccaneer got $54 million over 3 years. A well-known ball hawker in Tampa, Davis didn't have any interceptions in the regular season, but had 10 pass breakups. Javonte Williams, A+. Not much really went right for the Dallas Cowboys in 2025. All thanks to Jerry Jones's questionable decision to trade away defensive MVP Micah Parsons to the Packers. On the bright side, Jones's gutsy decision to let 1,000-yard rusher Rico Dowdle walk and replace him with former Bronco Javonte Williams proved to be a bit of a stroke of genius. Williams rushed for 1,201 yards and 11 touchdowns, both career highs by a country mile. Harold Landry, A. Oh look, another lucrative Patriots free agent pickup that worked out pretty nicely. After 6 years with the Titans, Landry reunited with Mike Vrabel and signed a 3-year contract worth $43.5 million. Landry led the Patriots with 8.5 sacks and tackles for a loss with 10. He shored up their leaky run defense too, a unit that ranked 6th in that department. DJ Reed, A. Reed looked for a bigger role and took a 3-year $48 million offer from the Lions. And what a home run this proved to be. He was lights out with 2 interceptions, 7 pass breakups, and just a 72.8 passer rating allowed. Reed only yielded a single touchdown on 56 targets too. Udalman, A+. After Caleb Williams was sacked a league-high 68 times in his rookie season, the Chicago Bears moved quickly to reshape the offensive line. They traded for Joe Thuney and Joe Jackson and signed ex-Atlanta Falcons center Drew Dalman to a 3-year deal worth $42 million. This move couldn't have gone any better for Chicago. Dalman earned his first Pro Bowl selection and allowed just a single sack on 687 pass blocking snaps. His 79.0 PFF run blocking grade was 7th among all centers too. Cooper Kupp, C+. After his release from the Los Angeles Rams, Kupp returned to his home state to sign a 3-year, $45 million contract with the Seattle Seahawks. It felt like an overpay for an oft-injured receiver entering his age 32 season, but again, it's kind of hard to argue with team results. Kupp had just 47 receptions for 593 yards and 2 touchdowns, but he didn't have to go off with Jackson Smith-Njigba leading the NFL in receiving anyway. And Kupp was money in the playoffs, helping the Seahawks win their first NFC championship in 11 years. So his big game experience, winning pedigree, and leadership proved to be vital for a young Seattle team. And I think that matters a little more than him being slightly overpaid on his deal. Aaron Rodgers, B+. Look, say what you want about Rodgers, but it's hard to consider the 2025 season a failure in Pittsburgh. I mean, he brought above-average quarterback production and led the Steelers to their first AFC North Division crown in 5 years. It only cost him $13.65 million on a 1-year deal, too. Rodgers threw for 3,322 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 7 picks for a 94.8 passer rating. Pittsburgh got crushed by the Houston Texans, but come on, can you complain about a division title? Their thrilling Week 18 win over Baltimore to clinch the division will go down as a highlight of the Mike Tomlin era. Daniel Jones, A. The Indianapolis Colts handed Danny Dimes a 1-year deal worth $14 million, providing some QB competition for Anthony Richardson. Surprisingly, Jones beat Richardson for the QB1 job. Jones exceeded expectations and would have run away with Comeback Player of the Year honors if not for a season-ending Achilles tear. He went 8-5 as a starter with a 68.0% completion percentage, 3,101 yards, 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and 5 rushing scores. If not for that injury, Jones would have had the Colts in the playoffs too. It was a brutal way to end his career year, but man, the Colts nonetheless got their money's worth and have an easy decision to bring him back in 2026. But hey, who do you think was the best and the worst NFL free agent signing of 2025? Do you agree with our grades here? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.